Welcome back to the basement. My name's TJ. We're here for another episode of Blockchain Basement. Great cast of characters joining us here today. It's our official Twitch show where we just hang out and chat about crypto. We've got Crypto Ali B. We've got Jada here joining us, the better side of AJ Writes Crypto. Joel from Hit Network Gaming, of course. We always call him Big Cox. He loves it. And then Drew Whiter over there on the board, dropping the knowledge. So today, we're going to talk about a few things. Main story of the day, well, that's not the right one. Decentralized storage system Arweave's native token surges 60% on Meta integration. So if you guys have been watching this show, it was either early this week or end of last week. It might have been just a couple days ago. We were talking 2 days ago. We were talking about Filecoin, Arweave, and basically decentralized storage and how important it was going to be as we move forward. So and Arweave comes right out and crushes 60%.
It's almost like we know what we're talking about.
Almost. It's almost like there's some real alpha on this show. But hopefully you guys bought some and rode that pump a little bit. It was a huge announcement. So we're going to talk about that. We will talk a little bit about what Arweave is, just from Gemini's website, as well as the actual integration here. Polygon as well. Polygon and Matic Arweave jumped double digits as Meta's Instagram announcement announces new NFT tools. So we're going to see what that has to do with, the future for creators. I think it's going to be a really big deal. I think it's going to take a little while for it to kind of play out and for people to realize how major this is. Kind of like what we saw with not Ecuador. What was the country that El Salvador, making Bitcoin legal tender there. It sent shockwaves through the news system and ripples, probably a year before it really started to have economic impact and all that kind of stuff. So it's happening right now. The same thing's happening with some of these social media platforms. But real quick, we will check on the markets. We'll come back here. We had the Fed meeting yesterday, relatively flat, not a whole lot of difference. It's holding pretty strong. You guys saw it dip right after the announcement and then recover right back. But something I was noticing, and this is something you mentioned this morning, AJ, like we've got Bitcoin mostly sitting sideways, but we got a lot of alts. I think I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, basically 5, 6 alts over 20% on the week, giving kind of I would call it a little bit of a fake out, but it feels like things are moving in a positive direction. What's your thoughts on all these alts popping off?
I think it's absolutely insane. I'm like, some of them completely make sense, like like Matic and Arweave with the Instagram deal. That's like really good. But then when I start to see coins like Phantom popping off, or like even Algorand. I know the World Cup is coming, so that kind of explains Algorand. But there are some other altcoins that I'm just like, I don't even know why this is pumping right now. But you also have to think like, a lot of this like seller exhaustion could totally be taken into play. They've been 80-90% down from their all-time highs. Like, yeah, it's really bullish that Arweave is pumped 60%. But if you look at where Arweave was at the top of the last market, we're talking about a coin that's capable of being $90 to $100, and it hit 15, and we're all like, oh my god. So it's really like, in the grand scheme of things, it's like, thank God that they're starting to catch back up. But at the same time, Andre C is back to Phantom. I guess that's why I missed that memo.
Yeah,
but that's bullish.
Let's hop into this story here. I want to get you guys' thoughts on this. I know it feels like we talk about this every single day, and the more I'm seeing, it's almost every day now I see stories about being near the bottom.
It is. It has been for a month, I feel like.
So you think we've been near the bottom for a month, and that's why we're seeing a lot of these stories, Drew?
Man, I bought 17.5. I think it was the bottom. Me and Johnny had to cover like 30 exchanges or coins collapsing over the course of like 2 months. We were basically like exhausted from reporting on the pain in the market.
Right. Another insult.
So like, I don't know. I definitely feel like 17.5 has at least created that bottom level. We can go back down there, but Blockchain Backer brought up a really good point about the economic model of Bitcoin and returns and RSI being broken if we do fall to the 10 level that everyone is looking for right now. So yeah, I kind of think that we saw it, and now we're just going to be sitting here in this purgatory spot for about a half year.
I was thinking the bottom was closer until I started seeing so many of these stories. I was holding out that as long as we could get through the end of this year with the rate hikes, that would probably be the bottom and we could start to grind up. But the more I see this, we had Gareth Soloway on the morning show today. He said he still feels like there's another major leg down. We had Simon Dixon on afterwards talking about the Celsius FTX bids, or basically Bank to the Future and FTX both bidding on all the Celsius assets. That's supposed to wrap up before Christmas, end of this year. But the way it all gets paid out could be next year, all that sort of stuff. We know there's a lot circling with regulation right now, and it just feels like gut instinct says there's one more shoe that has to drop. Wipe a lot of stuff out. I think it's going to be a violent fall, kind of like what we experienced with the Terra Luna stuff, where it happens so fast. If you're not, you almost have no time to react to it. So Polygon Arweave jumped double digits as Meta's Instagram announces new NFT tools. So let's jump in and see what they're talking about here. News that Instagram will leverage the Polygon blockchain to let users mint and sell NFTs has sent blockchain's Matic soaring by 14.3%. This is the social media platform's latest Web3 integration amid intense competition with TikTok and Alphabet's YouTube. Decentralized data storage Arweave token is also up on a whopping, it's not up 60% anymore, but it was after the Instagram announced it would use Arweave for the storage of its creators' NFTs. So they're going to be using Matic to facilitate the sending in and receiving, Arweave to be doing the storage. So that's what we were talking about yesterday as all these ecosystems grow and thrive. Storage of all this data and metadata is going to be extremely important. So long lambasted by creators for its lack of direct creator compensation, unlike YouTube, TikTok, or YouTube and TikTok, Instagram now appears to be caving in, likely spurred by the seemingly overnight success of the latter, meaning TikTok. So for many of you that don't know, Instagram did just recently integrate subscriptions, so people can subscribe on YouTube or on Instagram for premium content, just like you would on Twitch or any other platform, trying to take out the Patreon model in a lot of different ways. Blockchain has a role in this because it can enable entirely new business models for creators that give them more control over their work and audiences and how they monetize. Tweeted Stephanie Casriel, Meta's head of commerce in fintech. We believe Web3 tech like blockchain will positively enhance the economic model for creators by giving them the ability to create new types of digital assets to monetize, he said. Polygon's blockchain, they were used on Reddit. Polygon's been crushing it. We all know. I mean, that's probably, a lot of people here hold Matic. Polygon been crushing it and being, partnering with all the major social networks and brands to help them facilitate their digital assets. So Meta's move is a vote of confidence in blockchain technology, even as the wider cryptocurrency market is in the doldrums, great word, with the prices of the top tokens, Bitcoin and Ethereum, stagnant around 20,000 and 1,500 respectively for the past few months. Back in May, Meta announced it would let select creators display their NFTs on their Instagram profiles. Creators can now display NFTs on Ethereum, Polygon, and Flow blockchains, which is Dapper Labs, with the support for Solana and Phantom wallets coming soon. All right, a little touch on this. Let's see. Though the permaweb is visually similar to the traditional web and can be accessed through traditional browsers, it's different from the conventional web in key ways. Importantly, because the permaweb built on Arweave, users can expect reliable, immutable access to it. Immutable means unchangeable access to its content once published. Permaweb applications and websites will be displayed for as long as the Arweave protocol is in operation. Additionally, because of information is stored on the Blockweave, information stored on the Blockweave is signed by a wallet. Data uploaded to the permaweb is all right, this is way too technical. A variety of applications. For
you, TJ?
No, for the audience. I understand what it's saying. It's just this is a boring read. You could have said this in just a few sentences. Basically, they use Arweave to incentivize people to contribute the storage space to it. If you contribute the storage space, you get paid in Arweave. Arweave is immutable. It keeps the data all in one place, so that way you don't have to worry about your data getting ripped down. That's the number one, it's a critical imperative really for NFTs. We were having this conversation standing in your office the other day, AJ, if all the like right now on Ethereum NFTs, a lot of the metadata is stored on AWS servers. So if AWS was to go down, then you lose all the data, all the rarity, all the traits that your NFT, your generative NFT has, they would just disappear. They would go away. So this, if it's all backed up on Arweave, that wouldn't happen. Exactly. And that's something pretty critical. Or
permaweb. It literally means like permanent web. Like, that it kind of says it all.
And that's the direction we need to head right
Yeah.
now. Web 2 has been extremely, they've allowed us to create, but they haven't allowed us to create whatever we want. You know, there's very serious rules and gates around the internet, and this can change that. Right now, if somebody was to come out and decide a certain NFT project was anti-American or something like that, they could probably leverage Amazon to dismantle it. And that's not what blockchain's all about. It's not what NFTs are all about. You're supposed to have your own ownership, and it's going to take critical infrastructure like this in order for all of those things to really happen.